Right. Thursdays. So upper body stretching, upper body. So getting into a bit of this computer work where we're getting a bit bent forward, and now the days are drawing in, we're out less and all of that kind of thing. So, all right, so sitting up on your mats, legs outstretched in front. Rock those seat bones from side to side, feel them in the mat. Hold behind your thighs and lift that chest up and pull your front bottom forwards, pushing down on those seat bones. Pull those shoulder blades back, take those eyes up to the sky. So we're doing the cat and dog stretch, and then take your tailbone down to the floor, round your back, put those hands on the knees. Roll those hands forwards. Soften through the back, pushing the head over those toes. And then bring yourself up again. Hold behind those knees, pull yourself forwards, pull those shoulder blades back. Trying to get your tummy button towards your thighs. Breathing in, roll those shoulders down, pull that chin into the chest. Really stretch the back of the neck. Bring those eyes up, push the knees to the floor. Hands on the legs and roll those hands down towards those feet. Rolling down towards those feet. Pulling the tummy towards the thighs, pushing that head over those toes, lengthening. Feel the stretch in the lower back, in the middle back, in the upper back. Reaching and lengthening. Lift yourself up to vertical again. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Hands behind the thighs. Lift that chest up, take that chin up, pull the tummy button towards the thighs. Big breath in, big breath out. Release yourself in the center, put the left hand on the right knee, right hand behind and turn. Just gently. Turning around to the right, looking over that right shoulder. Getting nice and tall, and then back to the front. Right hand on left knee, left hand behind. Lift and turn around the other way. Looking over, stretching, visualizing every vertebra and disc is turning, not just the neck. And come back to the front, not just the waist. Rolling those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Soften those knees up, slide those hands all the way forwards towards those feet. Make sure those feet are pointing upright. Pull those armpits down towards the toes and push those toes away from you. Use your fingers on the top of the toes and just push those toes down towards the floor. Pushing on the tops of them all the way down. And then pull those toes back up to the nose. Take hold of them and pull those toes backwards, stretching through those toe joints, making those toes long and straight. Sit yourself back up to vertical, roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back, hands on the floor behind, lift that chest up, take that chin up high, and then bring that chin all the way down into your chest. Pushing that chin down, pulling those shoulder blades together, pushing the head up high, reaching, stretching, turn those eyes to the right side of that right leg. Pushing off those hands, really moving that left ear away from that left shoulder, really stretching through that neck on the left. Just pivot that head a tiny bit so you feel the change in the stretch. Go from the outside to the back of the neck, but staying on that left side. Bring those eyes up, bring the head across to the right, bring that chin down, and push that right shoulder back, push that right ear away from the shoulder. Putting that chin down, stretch that ear away, and then just pivot that head a little bit. So we're turning and we're stretching from the outside to the back of that neck. Outside of the neck to the back. And then just drift the head back to the center gently, pull that chin into the chest, push off those hands, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Breathing in, bring that chin up all the way up to the sky, rolling those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Sweep the hands forwards on the floor, bring them all the way up into the sky, all the way around, forwards with that chest, all the way up into the sky. Bring them horizontal in front of you again. Sorry, bad cueing. Sit yourself tall. And then lower that lower back all the way down to the floor. One vertebra at a time, all the way down. Bring those arms all the way over the head. Reach those fingers from the toe. Push that right hand hard away from that right foot. Stretch through that right armpit. Stretch through that right hip. Stretch through that right side. Pushing that right hand away. And then pushing that left hand away from that left foot. Stretching through that armpit. Stretching through that hip. Stretching through that side. Feel those ribs stretch, and then stretch both hands away, and then bring that chin into the chest. Roll yourself, arms are up in the sky, roll yourself all the way up to sitting again. Reach hands on those knees, slide them down towards those feet, reaching and stretching, pushing out backwards, trying to get an even curve through your spine. So there's same curve in the lower back, middle back, upper back. So glance at your screen and just check you've got a good rounding. Bring yourself up to vertical. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Hands on the floor. Lift that chest up, chin up to the sky, eyes up. Big breath in. Fill your lungs up with air. Flare those ribs. Breathing out. Bring that chin down into the chest. Bring your eyes up to horizontal and grab your roller. Slide that roller in behind you. Bending your knees, feet flat on the floor. Resting back on your elbows. Breathing in, breathing out, push that chest up to the sky, open up that front of that body and arching through that back. So the breastbone goes up high, the head tips down to the floor. We use that breath, breathe right out and release that body. Take the head in the hands if you need and bring yourself up. Move that roller up a tiny bit, breathing in. On the out breath, bending over that roller, stretching. Push the breath up, breastbone up high, breathing in. Flare those ribs while you're stretched over the roller. Breathing out, bring that chin into the chest, lift yourself back up again. Move that roller up a tiny bit more, breathing in. Breathing out, push that breastbone up high, stretching. Lengthening the neck, so just hold on to that head. Let it just rest in those hands. I've got my thumbs around the back of my head and under the base of my skull, and I'm just pushing right and pushing left away from the neck, away from the shoulders, and just lengthening. And then just hold the head, rest it down on the floor. Breathing in, fill those bottom ribs up, breathing out. Stretch through that back. Bring that chin up and move the roller one more. Breathing in, breathing out. Let yourself open. Take those hands in prayer above your head, fingertips on the floor, and slide those hands away. Notice how your shoulders feel. Breathing in, breathing out. I'm always impressed in this position how I can swallow so easily. So your throat and your breathing pipes, your throat, all of your pipes are obviously in a better alignment when you've got that back straighter. Bring those fingers back to the head, take the head in the hands, lift that tailbone up off the floor and just roll yourself down to those lower ribs. Resting that head down if you can, resting that bum down and then rolling back to the base of the neck. And then rolling down to the bottom ribs, and then rolling back to the base of the neck. Rolling down to those bottom ribs, and then rolling over onto that left side a bit. All the way up, all the way down, and then back in the middle, and then over on that right side a bit. All the way down, all the way up. And then continue all the way over onto your right. All the way down. All the way up. So going through that armpit. And then we can just slowly rock forwards and back. Slowly rock forwards and back. Finding those areas of tension, working through. If it's hard on your muscles, then rest your bum down, use your left hand, use your right elbow on the floor, take some body weight out of the equation. If you're not finding you're feeling a lot, lift your bum off the floor. You can even have your arm off the floor. You can have your left arm up. You can have just your feet and just on the roller so that you apply more pressure. You decide how much pressure you apply. You rock your body forwards and backwards, and you can feel where the tension is, and that's where you've got to work. And when you loosen up just a few rolls over those tensed areas, you'll get more mobility in that shoulder, which will open the upper back up, which will free up the lower back, which will make the hips work better, which makes you function better. All right, all the way up. So one more, all the way up, all the way down through this right side. And then we're going to roll back onto the back. And then down, all the way up, all the way down. Use that breath. Don't start to shallow breathe just because you're moving a bit more. Make sure you're still doing nice, long, big, sweeping breaths. Rolling over onto that left side. Keeping that head back, keeping that tailbone down. You might find you can't apply as much pressure on the left as you can on the right. Might be the other way around. And then rolling. All the way. Try to go through those floating ribs at the bottom as well. And then rocking forwards and backwards. So now we're getting a bit more used to this roller. We can flow with this a little bit more. Rocking forwards and backwards. Apply as much or as little pressure as you need. Keep it slow. Keep it slow, you get a bit more intensity all the way through that armpit. And then all the way up. And then rolling back onto that back. Keeping that head back. All the way down. Lots of clunking and clicking. And then rest with that roller in that mid-thoracic. Take the head in the hands, breathing in. Breathing out, lower that head to the ground, lengthen those legs out straight. Take those hands in prayer over your head, fingertips on the floor and slide those hands away. Feel that shoulder, feel how much more released both your shoulders are. Bring those arms all the way up to the sky. Take the head in the hands, bring the chin up to the chest and sit yourself up. Sit yourself up, move that roller out of the way. Let's grab the tennis ball and we'll just do a quick tennis ball around that shoulder blade. So taking your tennis ball, resting it on the floor. Sorry, I should have said earlier. Rest that tennis ball on the floor and we're just going to go around the shoulder blade. So just working into that shoulder blade. So I started at the base in between the shoulder and the spine. And I'm just going to go up the inside, keeping off the actual bones, or off the actual shoulder blade, I should say. You are on the ribs, going up towards the top, up towards your neck. All the way up. Working into that neck. Working in the attachment points of those muscles that hold the neck. So if we have our head in a forward head position through our day, this is where the muscles get tight. They're pulling and they're trying to hold. They're the roots of the tree, trying to hold that head on your shoulders. You need your head on top of your pubic bone. You need your spine straight. You need your neck straight. Massage across the top, with that ball working in the outside, sort of along the top of the shoulder. Then those muscles as well stabilize the head. The head weighs something like 15 pounds. That's heavy. Okay, roll it all the way to the outside of that shoulder. And as soon as your head is off center, 10 degrees off center, and it doubles in weight, or through gravity. Okay, rolling it down the side. You can use your elbow on the floor if you want. It's hard with the ball because it pings around. Using those, getting in onto all those lumps and bumps, and then all the way down to the bottom, around the bottom. Doesn't take much to get this all going again. And then swing the ball over to the other side. And then working that side. I seem to start at the bottom inside corner of my shoulder blade. So I'm working up. Doesn't matter where you start because you're going all the way around. It's often best though not to start at the most sensitive area. So I'm coming up to the top now. By the neck where the tree roots are all attached, holding that tree trunk of a neck in place. So as you get more vertical with your head, you should get less tension through your neck and through these muscles in that upper back. Go along the top of the shoulder blade. All the way along to the outside edge. Into that area where the arm attaches. So again, if you're rounded shouldered and your arms are falling forwards and your shoulders are rolled forwards, then these muscles at the outside edge, which hold the arm against the body, are going to be tense. They're going to be knotted. Now we're going down the outside edge of that shoulder blade. And then as we go down, these are the muscles that cause that shoulder blade to swivel. So the shoulder blade has to swivel on your rib cage in order to do actions with your arms. And then go along. And so if the shoulder blade is pulled, is not running flat against your ribs, you're going to get some tension on some of these muscles. And then back to the start. And then move that all out of the way. And lay yourself down on your back. Legs out straight. Bring those elbows up to the elbows down by the side, hands up in the air. Roll those shoulders up to the ears and slide those arms down. Pull that chin into the chest and then lever the back of the head into the floor and lengthen that neck. Take those palms out sideways. Feel all those upper ribs touching the ground. I can't get the backs of my hands to the floor, but they're just going to suspend themselves. I've got to keep those shoulders flat on the ground. Lengthen that neck. Feel that, turn the tailbone to the floor and feel that lower back arch up. Now draw that core in and bring that lower back flat to the floor. Feel how your legs lift a bit because we haven't stretched those hips yet. Let that lower back lift as the tailbone goes down. Now draw that core in and find that middle position. Letting these hands hang back towards the floor. Turn that head or lift the head and turn the right ear to the floor. Taking that right nose to the floor, pulling that nose to the floor, pulling these hands back, the backs of the hands down to the ground. Breathing in, breathing out, pull that nose to the floor, drawing that core in, keeping that torso still. Stretching through that neck, really turning that head. Breathing in, breathing out. Bring that head back up. So I do like to lift this and turn it. So you can do it in stages. Turn that head to the left, pulling that left ear to the floor, pulling that left nostril to the ground, putting those hands to the ground, keeping that neutral spine. Pull that nose to the floor, breathing in. Keep those elbows pulling down to the waist, keeping those shoulders down. Breathing out. lengthen. Bring those eyes back up to the sky, pivot that head around. Bring those hands back up to horizontal, bring those knees up. Lay those hands flat on the floor, slide the fingers under the bum. Breathing in, and on the out breath, push off those elbows and lift up onto the top of the head. Got my knees bent, my back's arched all the way up to the sky. I'm pushing off those elbows. So I've taken the tension of the front of the body away. We're having the knees bent, pushing that chest up, breathing in. Fill those lungs up with air, spread all those ribs, pulling those shoulder blades down, and then lengthen your legs away. Lifting that chest up, breathing in. Breathing out. Fill the lungs up with air as you breathe in. Slide the shoulder blades under the back as you breathe out. Then lower that body down to the floor. Bring the left knee in. Bring the right knee in. Hug those knees and lift that tailbone up off the ground. Breathing in. Breathing out. Lengthen through the shoulders. Put that right leg straight. Pull that left knee in towards the armpit. Pull that left leg over your body. Taking it down to the floor, eyes are to the sky, then turn those eyes over to that left hand, pushing the left hand away from the body, breathing in, breathing out, keep that left shoulder down, lengthen that right leg, pull that left knee to the floor, follow the hip after the knee, follow the shoulder after the hand, turn those ribs, tummy button lifting to the sky, breastbone up to the sky, getting that knee to the floor, keeping the shoulder on the floor. Using your breath. Roll back onto your back. Pull that knee in towards your armpit again. Pull that knee over your body again. Turn those eyes towards that left hand. Use your breath, lengthen the hand, lengthen through the ribs. Roll onto that right hand side. Take this left foot up behind you. Roll your shoulder up to the ear, down and back. Push that left foot into that left hand. Stretch that left foot and the hand away behind you. Keep your tummy button, breastbone, pubic bone aligned. Lengthening, stretching. You might need the right leg to come forward for balance. You might need that right hand to come forward for balance. Push that left foot into that left hand. So as you get more flexible, your left foot and left hand will go further away. So you'll have to balance out with your right arm and leg. Good, release that leg, roll back onto your back. Pull that knee into the armpit and take hold of that knee and pull that knee across to the right shoulder. So we're stretching the inner inside that hip and we're stretching through that glute. Now we're going to turn that leg, grab the foot, turn that leg, keep that knee across, pull that foot in. So the knee's coming across towards the right side, pushing the knee away, pulling the foot towards. And then release that leg, let it go out straight, bring that right knee in, pull that right knee up to the armpits, breathing in. Lengthening that left foot away, putting the chin into the chest, lengthen through the back of the neck. Pull that right leg over your body, all the way to the floor. Push that right hand away. Turn the eyes right ear to the ground. Breathing in. On the out breath, lengthen that right hand away. Lengthen that right knee to the floor, turning through that hip. Breathing in, breathing out. Breastbone coming up to the sky, tummy button coming up to the sky. Follow the hand, the shoulder after the hand. Follow the hip after the knee. Roll back onto the back, pull that right knee in towards the armpit, lengthen those legs apart from each other, breathing in, breathing out. Pull that right leg over the body again, push that left leg away, push that right hand away, turning the eyes right, breathing in, breathing out. Lengthen through that body. Roll over onto this left hand side. Roll over onto the left. Take that right foot behind you. Roll that right shoulder up to the ear, down and back. Might need to let that left leg go forward. Clenching the core, keeping that torso straight. Push that right foot into the hand and lengthen that right foot away behind you. Pushing the foot away, pushing the hand away. Stretch through that hip. Breathing in. Breathing out. Release the leg, roll onto the back. Pull that knee into the chest. Turn with that, pull that knee across to the right shoulder. So you might feel an impingement right inside this hip. Just bear with it a bit. Don't cause pain on the inside of your thigh, but just try to stretch that glute. Now take that right foot, pulling that right foot up towards the left shoulder while pulling the right knee across towards the left shoulder. Feel the tension through that bum. Breathing in. Breathing out, release, let those legs lengthen. Let those arms lengthen. Breathing in on the out breath, rolling yourself all the way up to sitting. Hands on your knees, roll yourself forwards. Reaching to those toes, pushing those toes away from you with your fingers. Stretching through the tops of your feet. Sitting up nice and tall, we're going to swing those knees around and come onto our tummy. Swing those knees around, come onto the tummy. Forearms are fingertips above the top of the head, forearms parallel to the long side of the mat. Get yourself straight, clench your bum, push your pubic bone in the ground, lengthen those legs, draw the tummy in. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back, breathing in. And on the out breath, push through those forearms and lift that chin up away from the floor and the chest. Imagine there's a candle under your chin, under your throat. Imagine there's, I don't know, it's bad smell or something. You're pulling your head away from the floor. You're pulling your throat away from the floor so you don't burn your neck. You're keeping your rib cage on the ground, your bottom ribs. You're keeping your pubic bone on the ground. You're lifting your tummy off the ground. So you're stretching through that upper back. And the thighs are tight, knees and feet are off the ground, bums clenched. And then release, lower down. Breathing in on the out breath, push through those hands and forearms. And lift that throat and chin away from the floor, clench the bum, lengthen the legs, thighs are tight. Knees and feet are off the ground, belly's off the ground. Pull those shoulders down towards the waist. Visualize your elbows are coming backwards towards your toes, but they're not moving on the floor. You're trying to slide your body forwards on the ground, but it's not moving. Lifting that chest away, bending through that upper back. And then release. Breathing in. On the out breath, same again. Clench with the bum, lengthen the legs, knees and feet are off the ground, belly's off the ground. Lifting that chest away. Breathing in. Breathing out. Lifting that chest away. Clenching with the bum. Pulling as if we're pulling that chest forwards on the floor. Pulling as if we're pulling those elbows down towards our side, but nothing's moving. Hold yourself here. Slide your hands down towards the bottom ribs without pushing the tummy out. Breathing in. On the out breath, rock back onto the pubic bone, belly comes off the floor. Rock forwards onto those ribs, legs come back up. Push off the hands, rock backwards onto the thighs, belly comes off the floor, rest on the pubic bone. We're bending at that pubic bone. Ease with the arms, lower the tummy to the floor, rest those ribs down. Breathing in, on the out breath, push off those hands, coming onto those thighs. Holding yourself here, keeping those shoulders down and back, clenching with the bum. Easing yourself down onto the bottom ribs. Legs have come up. The bends at the pubic bone. Push off the hands. Thighs go on the floor, feet and shins are off the ground. Shoulders are back and down. Now push off those hands and come onto those knees. Keep that bend at that pubic bone. Bend the elbows and lower onto that pubic bone. Feet are off the ground, holding those ribs and everything up still. Straighten the arms. Come onto the knees. Lower with the arms, thighs go on the floor, only the thighs, feet are off the floor. Push, lift onto those knees and those feet. Tighten the thighs, lift the knees off the floor. Ease the thighs, drop the knees down. Tighten the thighs, lift the knees up, stretch that chest. Drop the knees down, go back into child pose, bum in the air. Wiggle those feet and those toes. Lower yourself back, push those hands forward, stretch through that back. Breathing in, breathing out, forehead on the ground, resting, walk those hands to the left, drop the bum right, push that right hand forward, stretch through that right shoulder. Breathing in, breathing out, walk those hands left, push that left hand away, sorry, we've walked the hands right, push that left hand away, stretch through that left shoulder. Walk those hands back to the middle. In this position, keeping the knees on the floor, but pulling them away, feel that bum engage and release. Don't let the knees move, but pull them away from each other and engage the bum and release. We're doing a clam. Pull the knees away from each other, hold them there. Now lifting from the bum. Lift the body up onto all fours. Hands under the shoulders. Knees are under the hips, knees are hip distance apart. Turn the inside of the elbows forward, lengthen that body, neutral spine. Breathing in. On the out breath, turn the tailbone down, push that back up, eyes to the knees. And then turn that tailbone up, bring that belly down, push that chest forward towards the front of the mat. Bring those eyes all the way up to the sky. Breathing in. On the out breath, come into neutral. Hold your bum in this position, keep those thighs vertical. Breathing in. On the out breath, pull the knees apart without letting them move so the bum engages. Slide those hands forward, bring that chest down to the floor, stretching through that chest. Trying to lower the chin to the ground. Aiming to get your chest on the ground. Aiming for your armpits to really stretch out. Just go as far as is comfortable. Do not strain anything. Stretching that chest down, stretching through that neck. And then lift off the elbows, that back up. Walk your hands back in or slide them back into under your body. Keeping the inside of the elbows forward. Turn that tailbone down and push that back up. Breathing in. On the out breath, sink that chest down, bring that tailbone up, slide those hands forwards on the mat, lower that chest to the ground, lower that chin to the ground. Breathing in, breathing out, gently with those armpits, keeping those knees pulling away from each other so the glutes are engaged. Gently with those shoulders, gently with those, with that chest. Lift your body up, walk your hands back towards under your arms. Push that tailbone down, push that back up, bring the eyes to the knees. Sink your body back into neutral, lengthen that head away, slide those hands one more time away from you. Pushing through those armpits, stretching that chest down, breathing in. Breathing out. Lowering down. Lift that body up onto the elbows, walk those elbows back, coming under those hands, or on top of the body coming on top of those hands. Find yourself in neutral. Turn the left hand palm up, slide it under that right shoulder. Looking under that right shoulder, trying to get that left shoulder under the right. Looking through, push off that right hand, bring that left arm up into the sky, turning that chest, bring that left shoulder back, right shoulder forward. Keep even weight on your knees. Breathing in. On the out breath, swing that hand through under that right shoulder. Stretching. Push off that right hand, bring that left arm up into the sky, opening, and place it back on the mat next to the other arm. Turn that right hand palm up, put it through under that left shoulder, push it, trying to get that right shoulder under the left, trying to speed yourself under your left armpit. Reaching. Push off the left hand, bring that right arm all the way up into the sky. Pushing off that left hand on the floor, pulling that right shoulder back, pushing that left shoulder forward. Even pressure on those knees, and then swing that hand all the way back down under that left arm. Breathing in, breathing out. Push off that left hand, bring that right hand up in the sky. Pushing that right shoulder back, even pressure under those knees. Stretching through that lower back and then bring those hands next to each other on the floor. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Slide down onto your elbows. Slide those feet away, lower that belly onto the floor. Breathing in. On the out breath, clench the bum, lengthen the legs, knees and feet off the floor. Bring that belly up. Bring those hands and forearms up and lower. Bring those hands and forearms up. Bring the whole arm up into the air. Pulse those arms up for 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold them up at 1. Pulse those arms up again for 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold them up at 1. Pulse those arms up for 5. Bellies up. 4. Legs straight. 3, 2, 1. And lower down to the ground. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Clench the bum, lift those legs off the floor, drawing that tummy, lift those arms up into the sky. Pulse those arms up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push those arms straight forwards. Lift those arms up for 3, 2, 1. Bring those elbows all the way back down to the waist. So my fingertips are level with my shoulders. Push those arms all the way straight forward. Bring those elbows all the way down to the waist. Keep those legs up. Push those arms straight forwards. Lift those arms up for 3, 2, 1. Bring those arms back to the original position. Elbows level with the shoulders. Fingertips level with the top of the head. Pass those arms up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down to the ground. Roll onto the left. Roll onto your left side. Keep that left leg straight, put the right leg underneath, both hands on top of each other. Breathing in on the out breath, all the way over the top with that right hand. All the way over to the floor behind you. Keep that right knee on the floor. Turning the eyes right, stretching through that chest. Breathing in, breathing out. Bring that arm all the way back on top of the other one. Keep the fingers on the floor. Do a circle all the way around the top over your head. All the way around, all the way back on top of that leg. All the way back on top of itself. Bring that right arm up into the sky, all the way over to the floor on the other side, reaching and stretching. Release those legs up into the sky. Roll your body over to the other side. Put that right leg straight. Bring that left hand on top of the right one. Tap the left leg under the right leg. Breathing in. On the out breath, bring that left hand all the way up into the sky. Bring that left hand all the way over to the floor. Push that left hand away. Push that right hand away. Keep that left knee to the ground. Eyes are trying to look at that left hand. Bring that hand all the way back onto the other one. Keep the fingers on the floor of this left hand and journey them all the way over the head, all the way round on the floor behind, over your leg, back on top of the other hand. Bring that left hand up into the sky, all the way over, straight over to the floor behind, opening those arms apart. And then release those legs, roll onto your back. Let those legs go straight, bring those hands straight to the sky, breathing in on the out breath. Chin into the chest, roll yourself all the way up, reach down to those feet, soften the knees as you come. We're stretching the back, we're not worrying about the hamstrings at the minute. Rounding through that back, then push those knees down and do those hamstrings. Then bring yourself up to vertical, sitting straight. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Got the hands on the floor behind. Lift that chest up high. I've just swiveled round if you want to face the other way. Pushing those hands into the floor. Maybe swivel round so you don't have to turn your neck if you want. Lifting that chest up high, breathing in. On the out breath, Clench those thighs, lift those heels off the ground, lift that chest up high, breathing in. Push those fingers into the floor, lift that body up. Hold that body tall. Breathing out, lower that body back down to the ground. So roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Pull those elbows together, lift that chest up high, breathing in. On the out breath, push those knees down into the floor, pull the toes to the nose, clench the bum. Push that pubic bone straight up into the sky, lifting those ribs up, lifting those ribs away from the shoulders. Imagine I've got hold of you under your ribs. I'm pulling those ribs up to the sky. Hold yourself tall. Breathing in, focus on not bending your neck too much. So try to have your eyes to the sky and then lower down to the floor. Push off the floor, soften the knees, round yourself forward and stretch through that back. Good, and then bring yourself up to vertical. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back, hands on the floor behind. Push that chest forward, pull those knees back, pull those knees down to the floor, bring the toes to the nose, breathing in. On the out breath, clench the bum, lift those hips up, lift the shoulders up. Push that right foot into the floor, clench with the right bum. Lift that left knee up. See if we can straighten that left leg out. See if we can bend that left knee in. Put that left foot back. Lift that chest up higher. Push that right foot into the floor, clench that right bum. Bring that left leg to the shot to bend it in. Straighten it out. Bend it in. Put it back down. Lower that body back down to the floor. Hands on those thighs, soften the knees, roll yourself all the way forward. Breathing in, breathing out. Sit yourself up nice and tall. Grab the stick, we'll just do a very short whiz round with the stick. So holding yourself up tall, put the hands behind the thighs, sit up on that front bottom. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Soften the knees into the floor, bring the stick up in front. Breathing in, on the out breath, stick to the chest, elbows are shoulder height, elbows higher. All of you, elbows higher, shoulders down. Good. Push that stick forward. Pull that stick back. So if I look left, my elbow, or right, my elbows are shoulder height. Push that stick forward. Hold wider on the stick if you want. Bring that stick back, hold on to the outside edge of it, and then it allows your shoulders some more movement. Push that stick up to the sky. Take the stick behind. Oh, sorry, my arms are still straight, taking it behind, rolling it forward. Take it behind. Bring it down onto the back of your shoulders. Lift your chest up. Push that stick into the sky, missing your head. Bring that stick down. Lift that chest up. Yep, turning to the right. Back to the front, turning left. Turn with your tummy button. Back to the front. Turning right. Back to the front. Turning left. Back to the front. Push that stick up into the sky. Bring that stick back to the front. Rest that stick on the floor. Pop those hands on the floor behind. Roll those shoulders back and down. So turn your inside of your elbows forward with your hands on the floor here. Clenching with those thighs, toes to the nose. Lift the bum up into the air again. Holding yourself tall, breathing in. Breathing out. Lower yourself back down. Push off those knuckles. Hands on those legs, rolling all the way down towards those feet, stretching through that back. Stretch through that back. Slide those hands back towards the knees, sit yourself up. Left hand on right knee, right hand behind. Lift and turn that body. Keep it straight. Don't let yourself lean back onto that backhand. Back round to the front. Right hand on left knee, left hand behind. Lift the chest up and turn to the left. Turning with the tummy button. Keep yourself vertical, don't lean back like I was earlier. Come back to the front. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Roll those shoulders, bring those arms into. Dust the floor. Roll those shoulders, bring those arms all the way up high. Rest those hands on your legs and roll your shoulders. Awesome.